It is not acceptable to use polyvinyl chloride or PVC connectors on the ends of Sealtite. Firstly, the materials are incompatible. PVC and Sealtite are made of different materials with different properties. PVC is a rigid thermoplastic, while Sealtite is a flexible metal conduit. Connecting these two materials can lead to compatibility issues. Secondly, there are electrical safety concerns. Sealtite connectors are specifically designed to provide a secure electrical connection and protect the wires inside. PVC connectors are not designed for electrical applications and may not provide the necessary protection. Thirdly, there are code compliance concerns. Electrical codes generally require that electrical connections be made using approved fittings or connectors. Using PVC connectors on Sealtite would violate this requirement. Lastly, there are safety hazards. Improperly connecting electrical components can create a safety hazard, including electrical fires and shocks. To properly connect Sealtite to a junction box or other electrical enclosure, use approved Sealtite connectors. These connectors are designed to fit securely onto the Sealtite and provide a safe and reliable electrical connection. Sealtite connectors can be found at most electrical supply stores. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing Sealtite and connectors. Ensure that all electrical connections are made in accordance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and local codes. When working with electrical systems, safety should always be the top priority. Using the correct components and following established guidelines are essential for preventing accidents and ensuring the proper functioning of the electrical system. Let's delve into some specific areas where the incompatibility of PVC and Sealtite can manifest. Firstly, consider the expansion and contraction rates of the materials. PVC and metal have different thermal expansion coefficients. This means that they expand and contract at different rates when exposed to temperature changes. If you rigidly connect PVC to Sealtite, temperature fluctuations can cause stress at the connection point, potentially leading to cracks, loosening, or even separation. Secondly, think about the grounding path. Sealtite, being a metallic conduit, can serve as a grounding path for electrical systems when properly connected. PVC, on the other hand, is a non-conductive material. Using PVC connectors disrupts the continuity of the grounding path, which is crucial for safety. In the event of a fault, a proper grounding path provides a low impedance route for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the overcurrent protection device, such as a circuit breaker or fuse, to trip and de-energize the circuit. A compromised grounding path can result in elevated touch voltages and increased risk of electric shock. Thirdly, there's the issue of mechanical strength. Sealtite is designed to provide physical protection to the conductors inside, especially in environments where the wiring might be exposed to moisture, chemicals, or physical damage. Approved Sealtite connectors are designed to maintain the integrity of this protection. PVC connectors, not being designed for this specific application, may not provide the same level of mechanical strength or resistance to environmental factors. They could be more susceptible to cracking, breaking, or degrading over time, compromising the protection of the wiring. When it comes to electrical codes, compliance is not just a suggestion, it is a legal requirement intended to ensure the safety of people and property. The NEC, along with local amendments, specifies the types of materials and methods that are acceptable for electrical installations. These codes are developed and updated regularly by experts in the field, taking into account the latest research, best practices, and field experience. Using unapproved components or methods can have serious consequences, not only in terms of safety but also in terms of liability. If an electrical installation is found to be non-compliant, it could be rejected by inspectors, requiring costly rework. In the event of an accident or fire, non-compliance could also lead to legal action and invalidate insurance coverage. So, what are the alternatives? Fortunately, there are many types of approved Sealtite connectors available to suit different applications. These connectors are specifically designed to mate with Sealtite conduit and provide a secure, reliable, and code-compliant connection. They are typically made of metal and are available in various configurations, such as straight 45-degree and 90-degree fittings. They also come in different sizes to match the size of the Sealtite conduit being used. When selecting Sealtite connectors, it is important to choose ones that are listed by recognized testing laboratories such as Underwriters Laboratories, or Electrical Testing Laboratories, or ETL. This listing indicates that the connector has been tested and certified to meet specific safety standards. The listing mark will typically be visible on the connector itself or on its packaging. Proper installation of Sealtite connectors is also crucial. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. This typically involves stripping the end of the Sealtite conduit, inserting it into the connector, and tightening the connector using the appropriate tools. Make sure that the connection is secure and that there are no loose wires or exposed conductors. When connecting Sealtite to a junction box or other enclosure, use a connector that is specifically designed for that purpose. These connectors typically have a threaded end that screws into a knockout in the enclosure. Again, make sure that the connection is tight and secure. In addition to using the correct components and following the manufacturer's instructions, it is also important to use good workmanship practices. This means taking the time to do the job right and paying attention to detail. Avoid shortcuts or compromises that could compromise the safety or reliability of the electrical system. Before starting any electrical work, always de-energize the circuit by turning off the circuit breaker or removing the fuse. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before touching any wires or components. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and insulated gloves. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. Electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By using the correct components, following established guidelines, and practicing good workmanship, we can all help to prevent electrical accidents and ensure the safety of our homes and workplaces. Let's consider some more specific scenarios where the use of PVC connectors on Sealtite could lead to problems. Firstly, think about a situation where Sealtite is used to protect wiring in a damp or wet location, such as outdoors or in a car wash. Sealtite is often used in these environments because it is resistant to moisture and corrosion. However, if you use a PVC connector, which is not specifically designed for wet locations, water can seep into the connection point and corrode the wires inside. This can lead to electrical shorts, equipment failure, and even fires. Secondly, imagine a situation where Sealtite is used to protect wiring in a hazardous location, such as a gasoline dispensing area or a chemical plant. In these environments, it is essential to use components that are specifically rated for hazardous locations. These components are designed to prevent explosions and fires. PVC connectors are not typically rated for hazardous locations and should never be used in these environments. Thirdly, consider a situation where Sealtite is used to protect wiring that is subject to physical stress or vibration, such as on a machine or a vehicle. In these environments, it is important to use connectors that are strong and durable enough to withstand the stress and vibration. PVC connectors may not be strong enough for these applications and could break or loosen over time, compromising the protection of the wiring. In summary, using PVC connectors on Sealtite is never a good idea. It is a violation of electrical codes, a safety hazard, and can lead to a variety of problems. Always use approved Sealtite connectors for a safe, reliable, and code-compliant connection. When in doubt, consult with a qualified electrician. They can help you choose the right components and ensure that your electrical installation is safe and up to code. Remember, electrical work should always be approached with caution and respect. It is not something to be taken lightly. By following established guidelines and using the correct components, we can all help to prevent electrical accidents and ensure the safety of our homes and workplaces. Now, let's think about the economic aspects of using the correct connectors. While it might seem tempting to save a few dollars by using PVC connectors instead of approved Sealtite connectors, the long-term costs can be much higher. Firstly, consider the cost of rework. If an electrical inspector discovers that you have used approved connectors, They will likely require you to remove them and replace them with approved ones. This can be a time-consuming and expensive process, especially if the wiring is already installed. Secondly, think about the cost of repairs. If a PVC connector fails and causes damage to the wiring or equipment, you will be responsible for the cost of repairs. This could include replacing damaged wires, equipment, or even entire systems. Thirdly, there is the potential cost of liability. If someone is injured or property is damaged as a result of an electrical installation that is not up to code, you could be held liable for the damages. This could include medical expenses, lost wages, and property damage. In addition to the direct costs, there are also indirect costs to consider. These include the time and effort required to deal with the problems caused by using unapproved connectors, as well as the potential loss of reputation. In the long run, it is always more cost-effective to use the correct components and follow established guidelines. This will help to prevent problems, reduce the risk of accidents, and ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system. Finally, remember that electrical codes are not just arbitrary rules. They are based on decades of experience and research, and they are designed to protect people and property. By following these codes, you are not only complying with the law, but you are also doing your part to ensure the safety of your community. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play in preventing electrical accidents and ensuring the safety of our homes and workplaces. By educating ourselves about electrical safety, using the correct components, and following established guidelines, we can all help to create a safer world for ourselves and others. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns about electrical safety. They can provide you with expert advice and guidance, and they can help you ensure that your electrical system is safe and up to code.